Today's WCRI Member Spotlight features Dr. Ethan Mojo Moses, Medical Director for the Colorado Division of Workers' Compensation. In his role, Dr. Moses provides strategic leadership on medical policy issues across the state's workers' compensation system. He advises the division's director and oversees initiatives related to payment systems, utilization review, and provider accreditation, ensuring compliance with the Workers' Compensation Act for injured workers, employers, insurers, and self-insured businesses. Dr. Moses, how are you today?
Doing very well. Thank you, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing very well too, and I want to thank you for joining us today. As I explained, we love to talk to our members to find out how they're using our research and how they value it. And so I'd like to jump into our 4 questions, starting with, how did you first hear about WCRI?
That's a great question. I actually heard about WCRI first through my friend and mentor, Dr. Catherine Miller. She is the former medical director who held this position for 27 years. And she's an author with WCRI on several different studies. And she was the one that actually introduced me to this research, this body of research, and the good work that WCRI does.
Fantastic. Yeah, Dr. Miller, just one of our authors, just a great person to deal with, and a great researcher and mind when it comes to workers' comp. Now that you've had a chance to experience and use WCRI's research quite a bit, what value do you gain from being a WCRI member?
Well, the values are really in the research itself. Here in Colorado, we have a strong immersion in the biopsychosocial model of medicine. And there are a lot of studies from WCRI that focus on the psychosocial factors in recovery. And so the data that WCRI brings to the table helps to keep us informed in order to make appropriate policy decisions to, honestly, to improve the quality of care for injured workers in Colorado. Because I'm a personal believer that high quality care ultimately is going to be cost effective care. And so our duty is to provide that quick and efficient care to the injured workers in Colorado at a reasonable cost to employers. And one of the most significant factors that I think gets overlooked is the psychosocial factors that go into recovery. And so WCRI's research, whether that's into the psychosocial factors or a comparison between different jurisdictions and how they do things, it helps to inform our policy decisions and make sure that we are providing the best system possible for injured workers and employers.
Interesting. And if you could name a favorite WCRI study or research area, what would it be? Obviously, psychosocial factors is for me coming to the top. What would you say?
I think you're right. The psychosocial factors, there was a series of them done, first looking at low back pain and then more recently on shoulder and knee injuries, which had very similar findings, but there's a paucity, a scarcity of research in this area. And so while many times we presume that these psychosocial factors can inhibit someone's recovery, whether that's in physical therapy or in just their recovery in general, this research provides meat on those bones of presupposition that gives us the clarity that we need to say, hey, we need to continue to focus on this area, because even though the biopsychosocial model of medicine is not new, sadly, it's still unrecognized in a lot of areas of medicine. And so I would say that you're right, that I did mention it before, that psychosocial factors and their impact on recovery has been one of the most important pieces of the WCRI research that I've found useful in my job trying to ensure our medical policies are up to date and serve those we are trying to serve.
Wow, that's a great answer. And obviously, you spoke about a recent study we released last week has received a lot of attention on the impact that it has on injured workers' recovery, and so it's very interesting the way you put that. Can you share an example of how WCRI's research has been particularly helpful for you? I know you just named a little bit of it. Obviously putting the meat on the bones, confirming kind of what you're seeing, but can you share another example of WCRI's research where it's been particularly helpful?
Yeah, I'm happy to. One of the more recent studies as well that came out of WCRI is artificial intelligence in workers' compensation, promises and challenges.
Right.
Dr. Forgive me for saying their names incorrectly if I do.
Yeah.
Dr. Savage and Dr. Thamula.
Yeah.
Their work on gathering that information from such a wide variety of stakeholders and putting it into an understandable format, a very usable format of looking at these promises and then really assessing the challenges. As we're seeing this explosion of interest and questions about artificial intelligence, it really provided a framework to think through the different aspects of how artificial intelligence can impact not only our system as a whole, but the lives of injured workers specifically, to lower barriers to access, to improve quality of care across the system, and really pinpoint those areas that need specific policy focuses where what do we do about needing to have a human intervene? Where at these points should we look? And as we engage in these discussions that are happening in real time, having that information in my hand and having that orientation to the general landscape, I found that to be invaluable.
Wow. I know Dr. Savage and Dr. Thumla will enjoy listening to this interview and hearing your feedback. It is really a very interesting study. It's one of our most downloaded studies, so that really speaks to what you're saying. So, Dr. Moses, thank you so much for taking your time to talk with us today, to share your experience with your membership with WCRI. So thank you to you, and also thank you to the Colorado Division of Workers' Compensation for your continued support of WCRI.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, sir.